The morning sun poured over the bustling construction site as a tall, broad-shouldered man tightened the final bolt on a rusted railing. His hands were rough and calloused, his work shirt faded from too many washes, but there was precision in every movement, like he was fixing more than metal, like he was holding something fragile together inside himself. His name was Noah Carter, a 36-year-old single father who carried the weight of both love and loss in his tired blue eyes. Every clang of the wrench echoed his determination to give his little girl a life better than the one fate had handed them. But that day, as he wiped the sweat off his forehead and reached for his old, dented toolbox, something unexpected happened. A sleek black car pulled up beside the work area, its shiny exterior a sharp contrast to the dusty site. From it stepped Evelyn Brooks, the CEO of Brooks Innovations, a woman known across the city for her cold efficiency and unshakable poise. Her presence turned heads immediately. Even the foreman straightened up as she approached. But it wasn't her that froze Noah. It was her question. "Why's my company's logo on your toolbox?" she asked, her tone calm but curious, her eyes locked on the faded blue sticker barely holding on to the metal lid. Noah froze, his fingers tightening around the handle of the box as if afraid it might be taken away. Around them, the workers glanced at each other, whispering. The air grew thick with silence, and for a long moment he didn't answer, because behind that sticker was a story no one knew, a story of love, sacrifice, and a secret that had changed everything. Before we dive deeper, if you believe in kindness, hard work, and second chances, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Kindness Chronicles. Every click helps spread hope and remind the world that compassion still matters. Noah finally looked up, his voice low but steady. "Because it used to be my company," he said quietly. Evelyn blinked, caught off guard. The workers around them stopped pretending to be busy. The CEO tilted her head, studying the man in front of her. He didn't look like the kind of person who'd run a company. His boots were worn, his jeans faded, his shoulders slumped from years of exhaustion. But there was something in his eyes, a kind of quiet truth, that made her pause. The truth was, 5 years earlier, Noah Carter had been an engineer at Brooks Innovations. He wasn't just good at what he did, he was brilliant. The logo on that old toolbox wasn't something he bought, it was something he designed. Back then, he'd been full of dreams, working on a revolutionary energy system for low-income homes, a project that could have changed thousands of lives. But life has a cruel way of testing even the brightest lights. His wife Clara had been diagnosed with a rare illness. Their daughter Mia was only 4 at the time, too young to understand why her mother couldn't play with her in the park anymore. Noah tried to balance everything, his demanding job, endless hospital visits, and bills that kept stacking up, but it all came crashing down the day his wife passed away. He missed one critical deadline, one investor meeting, and his project was shelved indefinitely. The company had no choice but to let him go. He left quietly, without resentment, with only one box of personal items, and his old toolbox with the company's logo still on it. For months, Noah spiraled. He couldn't find another engineering job, his record looked unstable, his references outdated. So he took whatever work came, plumbing, carpentry, electrical repairs, anything that could keep the lights on, and put food on the table for Mia. His hands, once used to sketch blueprints, were now calloused from labor. But every night, after putting his daughter to bed, he'd still sit at the kitchen table with a small notebook, sketching new ideas by the dim glow of a flickering bulb. And now, years later, fate had brought him face to face with the woman who led the company he once believed in. Evelyn, intrigued, asked the foreman for a brief moment alone with Noah. They stepped aside near a pile of steel beams glinting under the morning sun. "You said it used to be your company. What did you mean?" she asked, not with arrogance, but genuine curiosity. Noah sighed, his gaze distant. "I don't mean I owned it. I mean, I built parts of it. I worked on the renewable project before it was discontinued. That sticker, it was from one of our first prototypes." He tapped the corner of the logo with his thumb, his eyes soft. "I kept it as a reminder of what I used to be." For the first time, Evelyn's expression softened. She remembered that project. It had been one of their most promising initiatives before it vanished from the books due to budget constraints. Now, hearing the story straight from the man who had lived it, something in her shifted. "Do you still work on your inventions?" she asked. Noah gave a small, self-conscious smile. "When I can, between jobs. My daughter says my notebooks look like treasure maps." His laugh was faint but real, the kind that comes from someone who's learned to find light even in darkness. As the evening light streamed into their small living room, he looked around at the worn furniture, the peeling wallpaper, and the old toolbox still sitting in the corner. He didn't throw it away. It wasn't just a reminder of where he came from. It was a symbol of how far love, resilience, and kindness could carry a person. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Chronicles. Every story we share is a real reminder that behind every scar, there's strength waiting to be seen. And before you scroll away, tell us in the comments, what does second chance mean to you? Have you ever met someone who helped you believe in yourself again? Your words might inspire someone who needs hope today, because sometimes all it takes is one question, like "Why's my company's logo on your toolbox?" to uncover a story that changes everything. The end.